Hey everybody, my name is Oladimeji Ajegbile and you are listening to The Simple Creative. This is the podcast about turning simple ideas into creative ones. My guest today is Toyo Oluwafisayomi. She's an accountant, she's a chef, and she's a creative as well. And everything we talked about today was the basics of what you need to understand about your finance.
Basically, you have to, first of all, what the stuff was just broken down to. One, how to do more with what you have.
Okay.
How to save more and how to do more with what you have. So that's first of all saving, and then next investment.
Okay.
So first, how do you save money? And then how do you use that money you save to get to invest? Yes. So
just a little heads up about the episode for today. This is my first attempt to shooting the podcast off my studio, so the sound might be unstable at some point. Kindly bear with me. I'm working towards making it better. So thank you so much for listening and enjoy the podcast. Thank you so much for coming on. For me coming here today for this particular episode, it's really interesting. I think every week I try to get people to come and talk about things I feel people will learn from. So when I saw that post about finance, I felt I personally learned from it, and I feel people could actually learn from it as well. So, but before getting to that, can you just give a brief introduction of yourself, like what you do and what you really?
Okay, my name is Toyo Oluwafisayomi Eboluwa. I'm a Nigerian. I work as a project administrator assistant at the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA. I'm a self-conferred chef with no culinary skill from anywhere.
No, but you have the skills.
Yeah,
you didn't learn from anywhere.
Yeah, from anywhere.
So you have the skills.
Yes. So, and then I like to say I'm a creative because I create content and help people manage their Instagram pages.
Well, for you to even make it to this podcast, you're creative because it's called The Simple Creative. So so that's really interesting. But you said you are into cooking, right? I didn't want to use a big word, but how did you get into that?
Well, I grew up in a house filled with British, Lebanese, Togolese, Nigerians, Ghanaian cooks. So they're like always cooking going on every in time. One corner of the house. And so that's like kind of
where everything really started.
Yeah, where everything started. It was almost impossible not to have picked up one skill or the other because you're always helping this auntie or this mommy or this to just do something.
I also enjoy cooking, but not the big fancy type, because I remember during masters I was all by myself. I stayed in a self-contained apartment and I would constantly just try and put things together. Even I learned cooking from my dad, so that was one very good part of it. So it's really interesting. But do you feel that there's a need to actually learn so many things, like being able to know things that are not really particular to your field? Because if I remember very well, you studied accounting, right?
Yes, I studied accounting.
All right, so what pushed you into the various things you're doing right now?
Well, basically it just happened. There are things I do normally on a normal, like basically every day. It's like comes easy to me. And then I just found out that friends, families were not finding it all that easy, and they kind of liked what I was doing. So they were always asking, oh, can you cook this for me? Can you do this for me? Can you? And so basically that's how it started. It just things I do normally every day.
You just normal things you do every day. You just want to convert it into something like maybe fetch a living.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think that's the major part of what Nigeria is all about right now, because I've seen tons of people who are doing really good things but didn't learn it from school. I think I have a friend, shout out to Leia if he's watching this. He studied economics, but now he's someone that does coding and websites and graphics really well. And every time I look at it, I was like, man, this is something really interesting. And there are so many other people like that. Like half of people that I've brought to the podcast, it's not what they studied in school they are doing right now. So do you think school is a scam in that sense?
No, school is not a scam because currently in school. I'm in for my MBA.
Okay.
And after that, I want to go for my master's in accounting.
Okay.
So I do not think school is a scam because, in a way, I like my job as a project admin assistant, and I don't think I would have gotten that by learning everything I learned at home. I got that because I went to school, and I actually find joy still doing all those things. So to me, school is not a scam at all.
Right, so but how do you manage to balance all these things? Because you work like literally every day, and you still cook, manage accounts, and all these things. So what's it like? Like, is it difficult? Is it challenging? Is it stressful?
Well, I would say it can be stressful sometimes, but let me say like 10% of the time, because cooking is something I do normally. I'll go back home and I'll have to eat, so I'll cook. It's just that I also try to create content while I'm doing that. Managing people's accounts, I'm always on my phone, so if I'm on my phone, is doing that, you know. So instead of doing something else on my phone, I just challenge it into doing that, because obviously they pay me to get it done. And school, I don't know, I don't think I find it difficult, sincerely. I find it just normal. Right.
Okay, so actually one of the major reasons why this podcast is happening right now was because I talked about it just recently, that there was this thing you had about finance, and I saw the document and I went through it, and it really inspired me, because I personally am someone that I'm dealing a lot with my finances right now. Like, it's very, sometimes I just feel, what is even the point here? Like, technically things that I feel should be normal or should be natural, it tends to be difficult, like owning several accounts, not being able to actually understand how your expenses are happening. So you had a lot to say in that particular document. So can you just talk about some of them, like briefly? Because I remember you mentioned about 4 types of spenders. So
the finance document that I put out, I think I put it about last week Thursday or so, was just basically, it spawned out of a class that I took, a WhatsApp class, to teach people about their personal finances. So basically, you have to, first of all, what the stuff was just broken down to: 1, how to do more with what you have, how to save more, and how to do more with what you have. So that's first of all saving, and then next investments. So first, how do you save money, and then how do you use that money you save to get to invest? Yes. So first thing, like the first chapter of the book is just first you have to understand your money style. When money comes into your hand, what do you do with it? So and then I broke it down into 4 categories. And then you have people who naturally would save. These are people who sometimes we call the stingy people, they have money but they won't spend it. Shout out to Faye. Those are people that when you need money, you always know that this person. Shout out to Regina too. They always have money. They are always like, they always have something kept aside.
Will watch this video.
They will. They naturally just find it easy to keep money aside. Those are people we call savers, natural savers. And then you have spenders. Spenders are very popular people. For the obvious reason. They like balling. They like spending money. They like it gives them a sense of belonging. I'm spending money. And then you also have people you call dodgers. Dodgers are those friends, like we go for the hangout, and when it's time to split the bill, you find them saying, I don't think I brought my ATM. We have friends like that. It's not that. It's just something that it's in them already, And dodgers also have issues when it comes to personal finances. They don't know how much they have. They don't know how much, or the issue when finance, figures. They don't want to be bothered. Tell them, there's this deal, save 1, you get 10%. They don't want to be bothered about it. And then you have the last but not the least, the dreamers. Dreamers are people who money just feels so abstract to them. The thought of money, they are one day I'll get money. In some cases, some people call them, some case studies or some books call them the money monks. People who they feel money is not a good thing. They do not want to accumulate wealth. You find them being just there.
Just what